I was having a sort of similar question, and Fahad Bhai knows Salman Bhai very well, so I asked him the question that uh, although we haven't studied it yet, but kum is a adjoining a pronoun. Am I right, Fahad Bhai?
Ji.
So when we are talking to even a single person, we say Assalamu alaikum. So this is where I asked the question that when we are talking to one person, why we say kum, because it means to all of you. And the answer I received was that we are also sending salam to Karam and Katibin. So that's why. So this is the thing which Fahad Bhai is explaining as well. That although you are talking to one person, but you are referencing or you are addressing multiple people.
No,
Inshallah. Yes, Talha, please.
no, I'm said it makes sense.
It will become clear, inshallah. Don't worry. So, inshallah, let's proceed on this. Okay, let me share my screen. So, so far, what we have done independent pronouns, right? And of course, they are. We learned that they are always proper. They're always rafa. All pronouns are always isms. These are fundamentals that we have learned, right? And we said that independent pronouns are those pronouns that can exist independently on their own without requiring any other word to be with them, right? So today we are going to look into the dependent ones. And once we look into the dependent ones, inshallah, things will become more and more clear. But before I go there, I just want to do a very quick drill with you on the independent pronouns. So the questions that are just raised become a little bit more clear compared to how it will be, inshallah, in the future. So what I want to do is basically just write some pronouns here, right? Hua, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna. Let's start with that. Okay, these are first six pronouns. Now you should know which one is masculine, which one is feminine. Okay? And you should know which one is singular, pair, or plural. Now, if I have to remember them in English, I'm actually remembering them like he, right? And if I have to make a sentence with he, the next word is normally is. In case of huma, I'm going to remember this pronoun as they both. And the next word is normally are. These words that you see here, they are the verb to be in English, right? So they are the verbs to be. So it's a good idea to remember these pronouns like that. Hua means he is. Huma means they are. Hum means they are. Hiya is she is. Huma is they both are or they are. Hunna is they are feminine. It's a good idea to remember them like this because it will help you, inshallah, later on in sentence structures. So now, if I am addressing one person, let's say Hua, um, I'm going to say he is a Muslim. So in Arabic, it goes like this. Hua Muslimun. So if you remember Hua as he is, Muslimun is going to be a Muslim, right? But if I do the same exercise with Huma, I can't say Huma Muslimun because Muslimun means a Muslim. I would have to say
Muslimani.
Muslimani, right? Muslimani. Now, if I have to do the same exercise with this Huma, the one below, what would I say?
Muslimatani.
Muslimatani. Now tell me which Huma is feminine, which Huma is masculine. So this Huma, you will see what effect it's having on the word after it, right? You're looking at it as a feminine ism. It tells you this is a feminine Huma. In this case, this is going to be masculine huma. So this is the context I'm referring to. Context is going to tell you which pronoun is which, right? For some which are very clear, like hua, hum, and hiya, and hunna, it's very straightforward as soon as you see. So inshallah, when we progress further and we do sentence structures and advanced pronouns and some fragments with the pronouns, things will become very clear. Okay? So it's good to have these confusions right now. Right, so let's go to independent pronouns. Dependent pronouns. Dependent pronouns are also always proper. Always proper. Because the independent pronoun has already taken the rank of rafa, dependent pronouns can only be what? Nasab or jar. Right? They are either nasab or jar. Only. Okay? One of the characteristics of dependent pronouns is that they are dependent. Right? They always come after, not before a word. They would always come after a word. Okay? So inshallah, when we do them, we'll see some examples and you'll have the clarity on this. So they're always proper. They're either nasab or jar, and they are always coming after a word. Another always I'll give you. Whenever a pronoun is dependent or attached to an ism, it is always and always and always jar. Always jar. A dependent pronoun, when attached to an ism, is always jar. Okay? When it attached to an ism, is always jar. It's just theory. Inshallah, when we look into the practice, it will become clear. Okay? Just few things you should always remember. Right now, you should remember they are always proper, and they are either nasab or jar, and they always come after a word, not before a word. Okay? And I will give you, inshallah, some examples, and things will become clear. Now, before I start to give you those examples, I want to construct that chart again with you. I'll try my best to give you some sort of logic to build up these dependent pronouns. And because now you are graduates, you've come in a little bit advanced in Arabic, so I'm using the terminology here. So instead of saying rafa, I'm saying these pronouns are marfu. Okay. So these are the ones we did already. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, and ana, nahnu. You should be comfortable with this and keep on practicing and making sure that you have memorized them completely. Now, based on these, we will try to now come up with a dependent pronoun versions, which we are going to fill up this table with. And I'll try my best to give you some tricks, so you don't really have to memorize them too much. Now, let's start with the first one, hua.
Fabi, one question. If you go back on the previous page, please. This one, they always come after what verb or?
Just remember after. It can be any word, ism or fail or anything. Okay? Ism, fail, harf. So that's why I left it at after.
Okay. Okay.
So you could say after a word. Okay. All right. Okay, hua. Now, hua, the easiest way to remember the attached version of hua is to just take the first ha and put it as is like this. Hu. Take the first letter and just put it down. Hu. That's the attached form of hua. The attached form of huma is very easy, very, very, very easy, because it's huma as well. Okay. The attached form of hum is extremely easy because it's hum as well. Okay, so I'm just trying to give you a logic so you really can produce it with your mind instead of rote memorization. So once you know huwa, you know the first letter of huwa is actually the attached pronoun as well. Once you know huma, you know it is exactly the same. Once you know hum, you know it is exactly the same. Okay. Now I'm going to add few things to this, which you can remember very easily, I hope. Depending upon what word it comes after, sometimes the sound of who changes. Okay. And this sound can sometimes become he. Okay. Same with this. Sometimes when it comes after a different letter, for example, a letter preceding it, for example, is a ya goes well with a he sound, not the u sound. So that's why it sometimes changes that sound. So it would also become hima. And what do you think it will home become as an alternate option? Him. Right? So there's a subtle logic to this. So you don't really have to rote memorize them. So these are the attached versions. So both of these, who or he, huma or hima, or hum or him, they could either be nasab or it could be jar. And the context is going to tell you. Right. So as I said in the previous statement, whenever they are attached to an ism, they're always jar. Okay. Of course, whenever they're attached to ism, they're always jar. It may raise a question to, okay, what happens if they're attached to a fail? So if they're attached to a fail, they're always nasab. So we will learn that inshallah when we go to the fail level. Yes, Tala, you had a question?
Yes, Doctor, you said independent pronouns are always in rougher state, right?
Yes.
But the dependent pronoun also huma is huma as well, right?
Yes.
And it can be hima as well.
Yes.
So when we look at this one, do we need to look at it like if it's written independently or if it's attached to word, then I will assign the state nasab or jar or rafa. Is this how I will identify it?
Correct. You will see where this pronoun shows up. Is it showing up after a word and attached to it? Then you will say it's an attached pronoun and you will assign either nasab or jar.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, because
So
that we confused. How will I identify rafa and nasab and jar because all have the same kind of spellings. So
don't worry about that. Inshallah, you'll do that. Don't jump in the future right now. Just understand what they are. It will become super clear. Vikas, you had a question.
Ji, Dr. Sab, so you said this dependent pronouns all will be mansoob or majroor, but when you say who, the sound is for rafa, isn't it?
Good
Not
question. So
oh,
just like the independent one, huwa, the sound was but it was rafa, right? And when we
correct.
did the independent pronouns, generally I mentioned to you that they do not go by the ending sound and ending combination rule. So those rules do
Yes.
not apply here. So they are just rafa, nasab, and jar the way they are. You need to
Okay, so
detect them
they
like
will
that.
be used.
Yes. Don't apply that concept here.
Thanks.
Okay. Right. Let's come to the feminine version. Let's come to the feminine version. Mansoob or majroor versions. So in case of here, all you need to do is take the first ha, okay, and give it a crutch. Take the first ha and give it a crutch. Okay, and it becomes ha. Ha is an attached form of here. Okay. You may have said it many times. Raziyallahu ta'alahu anha. That's what you say when you're talking about some feminine, some female, right? So that's the ha. So in both cases, in case of the masculine, you have taken the first ha and you have done nothing with it because it doesn't require any help. But in case of the feminine, you gave her a crutch, little bit, helping a lift or something, whatever you want to call it. So it becomes a ha. Okay. So I'm going to give you a good news. Huma is exactly the same. Huma in hima, the way it was previously. Okay. And hunna, I want you to produce without me telling you. What do you think could it be based on what you know about hum?
Unni.
Hinna.
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 Hunni, I mean, we change the haraka of har, Talha, not the meme.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Talha bhai, you don't try to say honey. Honey there.
The ethnic accent makes it different, right? Vikas bhai?
This was a very
Humma,
technical
honey,
question.
ये आपकी जो list है ना बढ़ती जा रही है. Humma,
विकास भाई
say
साल
honey.
पहले आप
How
मुझसे
next
पूछते
है?
साल पहले आप मुझसे पूछते आप मैं डिफरेंट आंसर
Right. So you see, I mean, if you have to produce it with your mind, I mean, just check yourself. I mean, can you produce these a little bit? So let's try it here. So do you remember what was the attached form of whom?
Who?
Him.
Whom and him,
Him.
right? How about the attached form of hua?
Ha. Who.
Who? Or there was an alternate version, who and
Ha.
he.
He.
Ha was for the here, right? You took the first ha, removed the ya, and attached the alif to it. That's what you did. Okay. What about huma? Attached form.
Humma. Humma and hima.
Huma and hima.
on.
Very good. Salah had a meaningful smile on his face.
No,
I
no,
ignored
I
it.
think only Shams bhai will answer him. That's why I was waiting for Shams bhai.
I noticed this time Shams bhai did not answer it intentionally.
And I was waiting for Shams bhai.
नहीं सर
Okay.
दरवाजा खुला हुआ है बेगम सुन लेंगी सर.
Okay. Okay. Inshallah. Okay, good. So before we proceed on this, I hope this is not super technical because you are able to produce, inshallah, with your mind and that logic that we have just learned. So the four properties of these would be either they would be nasab or jar, they would be singular in case of who and he, of course. They would be masculine and they would always be proper. Right? In case of huma and hima, masculine, they would be nasab or jar, they would be dual, this masculine, proper. Nasab or jar, plural, masculine, proper. In case of ha, nasab or jar, singular, feminine, proper. You should be doing it like a no-brainer. Right? It should be super clear, inshallah. I think it's not too complex. Dual, feminine, proper. And then nasab or jar, 3, feminine, proper. Yep, everyone agrees? No challenge there? Good. Let's come to the second person. Now, second person has a logic. And it's a very simple logic. All you have to do, you have to replace the anf, the hamza, noon, and ta. You have to replace the anf with the letter kaf. Right? You have to replace the anf with the letter kaf, and the haraka on the kaf is the haraka which is on the ta. Right? So it's going to become ka. Right? Let's try that with the other one. Antuma. If I have to replace the anf with the letter kaf, what word would I get in the end?
Kuma.
Kuma. Everyone sees that?
Yeah.
And I'm saying kuma, not kima or kama. I'm saying kuma because ta has a dhamma on it. Right? Kuma. And then antum, you help me produce. I'm not going to produce this.
तला भाई की केम होगी लेकिन हमारी कोम है.
Kum.
Good one.
Kum. Kum. तलावा की कुम्मी होगी भाई. शम्स भाई. He changed the last harka, not the first one. And that is the kum that you use when you say salam. Assalamu alaikum. And that is the ka you use when you say jazakallahu khairan. Jazaka Allahu khairan. So when you are saying it to your wife, probably don't want to say ka. Right? What you want to say is ki. Jazakillahu khairan.
Just thinking this Maliki Yawmiddin, that kaf is also a pronoun?
No.
No.
Malik is a full word. It's not. You see, in this case as well, it's going to be kuma and antunna. Who can do antunna?
Kunna.
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 Right? Easy, not too tough. Once you know the logic, you can produce everything. Right? Ka kuma kum, ki kuma kunna. Okay. So in this case, of course, same. It's going to be nasab jar, singular, masculine, proper. Nasab jar, dual, masculine, proper. Nasab jar, 3 plus, masculine, proper. Nasab jar, singular, feminine, proper. Nasab jar, dual, feminine, proper. Nasab jar, plural, feminine, proper. Okay. Anyone finding it challenging?
Used to be, yeah.
So because it is, and of course, somewhat challenging it would be anyway, but because there is a logic to this, this is not a memorization exercise. So I'm just trying to tell you in a way that you can actually produce it with your mind, not really rote memorization. Okay? So once you know the independent ones, dependent ones become easy. Right. Ana. Now, Ana has 2 versions. And in both versions, the noon is, in the first version, what you do is you take the noon and you attach a ya to it. In the second version, you just keep it ya. That's it. Have you heard a word? Rabbi? What does it mean?
My Lord.
My Lord. Where is my coming from?
Ye.
This ye.
Right? This is ye is an attached pronoun. These are 2 words. Rabbi, my Lord. Okay? So that's this ye. So this ye is normally jar, because this ye is generally attached to the isms. Right? The ni itself, ni is most likely to be a nasab because it is normally attached to a fail. Okay.
Can you repeat this one, Doctor? Ni.
The ye, the ye. Let me write it here. So ye is jar. Let me do this again. The ni is going to be nasab, and ye is going to be jar. Okay.
Okay.
In case of nahnu, all you do is take a noon, attach an alif to it, just like you did with here. Take a noon, attach an alif to it. No. Okay. You may have heard a word
Like inna anzalna.
yeah, inna as well. Rabbuna, for example. What is Rabbuna? Our master. Our master. Okay. Now let's look at little bit of their meanings so we can actually map them more specifically in English. Starting with huwa, who and he would generally be him or his. Right? Huma, hima, I would just say there. Both of their both doesn't make sense. There or them. Whom would also be there or them. But in Arabic, you would be able to differentiate. Is it pair or is it a plural? In English, you won't. In English, you will have to look at the wider context. Okay. Ha would be her. Huma would be there or them. Hunna would be there or them. You don't have to memorize these meanings that I'm telling you. You need to just understand it, and when you start to decode it, you will automatically produce these meanings. Yes, Tala.
Dr. I'm thinking loud here. I think we need to build our vocabulary, because if these dependent pronouns are coming at the end of the word, we need to understand that whether that is a complete word or that is an independent pronoun attached to a word. I think that will come when we will build our vocabulary of Arabic.
It will come even before that.
Okay.
Without building the vocabulary. Okay, so once you start to learn the fragments, the next step is actually taking these pronouns and applying to the idafa concept.
Okay.
So once you do that, you will automatically be able to see what are the two words, how many words are these, without even knowing the vocabulary.
Yeah.
Vocabulary you should build as you learn this. I mean, we'll build the vocabulary through the surahs that we do. So the mini project that you have done, if you know that vocabulary, you know lots of vocabulary in one particular surah that I've taken it from. So inshallah, when we open up that surah once, we have learned pronouns and all of that, you will realize how much you know about it already. Okay, so ka would be your. In English, everything is your. No distinction in singular, pair, plural. Right? Your. He is also your, and your. Okay. You could also see it as you sometimes when it is attached to a fi'l. He helps you, for example. So it could be your when it's attached to an ism, for example, your book. And when it is attached to a fi'l, help you, he helps you, then it would be kind of you meaning. So you could write both here if you want to. Okay. After this, we'll inshallah jump on to some practice, and inshallah that will make it become more clear. Okay.
The Arabic has like this, yours, Lord, right?
Your Lord.
Yours, like make it more proper. Yours. Oh no, it never is.
Yours means of your,
Oh.
right? It means of your, right? So no, it's not like that. It's either your Lord or your book or something. It's like that. There's no yours Lord. Okay. In these ones, they could translate to my,
My.
or me. Okay. For example, this is my book. Ali helped me. I helped Ali. Right? So this is where you are saying my, this is where you're saying me, this is where you're saying I. I is ana, my and me are nasab and jar forms. Okay. Nahnu, ana is going to be our.
Or us.
Correct, Farhan. Us as well.
And
Yes.
us.
Correct. Us as well. Great. 4 properties here, just very quickly. So it's going to be nasab or jar. Nasab or jar will be singular. It can be masculine, feminine, and always proper. Anything. I is used for anyone, right? Feminine and masculine. In this case as well, nasab or jar, it would be dual, masculine, feminine, proper, or nasab or jar, plural, masculine, feminine, proper. So we are can be used for both or for more. Okay.
Ali helped me. इसमें Ali is Rafa.
That's good.
Help is Nasab.
Fail.
Help is
Is
fail,
help
sorry.
an ism,
No, sorry.
right?
And
So yes, please
I'm
complete your
confused about
question.
me actually. I'm confused about me. Me is jar here.
No, me is nasab here. You can't understand this right now because help me is a fail concept. All you have done so far is ism. So this me is actually this ni, right? So if I replace this Ali just to make it simple, I mean, he helped me. In Arabic, you would say something like that, like Nasarni. Now, this ni in the end is the attached pronoun. The help, he helped is the nasara. Okay? So you'll do that later. Don't worry about this. Okay? So I don't want you to take you to fail right now. Right? So let's focus on the ism. But when you say this is my book, this my is jar. This is this one.
Yep.
Right? Right. So is this okay? Is this clear?
Crystal clear.
Any questions? Okay, excellent. So let's do some drills. So I'm going to just randomly write an attached pronoun and see if we can detect it. Okay. So ha, what was it? Which attached pronoun? Give me the independent pronoun of this.
Tia.
Here.
Yeah.
Let's say Hima.
Shamsway.
Oma.
Uma.
Huma. Yes.
सर आपने मुझे अटैच प्रोनाउन बना दिया हुमा का.
Okay. So how about this?
Antunna.
Antunna.
Antunna. What about
Who? Anna. Anna.
Anna?
Ana.
Anna. Very good. Very good. Okay. Who?
Hua.
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 This is independent pronoun. Hum.
Can it be
Hum or-
independent as independent both?
Yeah, it can be.
Depending upon where it shows up, right? Okay.
Anta.
Anta.
Anti.
Auntie.
Anti.
Auntie always has a kasra in the end. Remember that. Okay. um,
Antuma.
Antuma.
Antuma. Excellent. Okay, so let's do the other way around. I'm going to write the independent ones. Let's try to produce the other ones, the dependent ones. So the first one for me would be, let's say, here.
Ha.
Ha. You took the ha, gave it a crutch. Or you replace the ya with an alif. You can see this ya as a alif maksura just for your remembrance perspective. When you call it alif maksura, it is not alif maksura, by the way, but if you call it alif maksura, then you can remember the alif. So okay. Then the next one is nahnu.
Na.
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 ना जो याद नहीं आता उस पे क्या कहते हैं ना right you never remember it now you will remember it okay so nahnu is na
Nahnu. Ah.
that we all keep on saying entire day in the house na no na that's the nahnu okay
You mean listen, not say, sir.
डॉक्टर साहब आप तो हमारा जमाना चला गया अब तुम कहते हैं जी 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 जी
Zere
and
saya.
sir you're lucky that you still have an opportunity to
Yes,
say
yes.
ji
You know that one, Cass, don't
we
you?
are never asked we are never asked
Yes, yes, uncle. Ji, ji, ji. Bilkul, ji, bilkul.
good one
antum
Kuma.
Kum.
Kum, kum.
kum
Oh yes sir.
okay
Ki.
Ki.
Ki,
e
E.
very good
ki.
Ya or ni.
Yo, E.
correct ya or ni
Ya, yani, yani.
yani
Yes, I-
yani exactly Hua.
Who.
Who,
Only who?
Ha. He. Who. He.
E.
who, he, who, he.
Who he. Okay. Okay. Shams bhai.
सर हुमा को कोई चेंज नहीं कर सकता.
अब सब हम इधर का नाम शम्स भाई रख देते हैं हमारा नाम ही शम्स भाई रख
हुमा, हिमा. हिमा जो सकता है ना शम्स भाई, उसके लिए है.
सर मेरे लिए हुमा ही सही है. हुमा और हिमा.
Huma and Hima. Correct.
That's it.
It should be super easy because yeah,
Him.
one of them is exactly that, right?
Yes,
Home and him.
Homo and him.
yes.
Hunna.
Hunna, hinna.
Uh,
Hunna and hinna.
Hunna and Hinna. The first line, the first 6 not the first six. The first line as in masculine. In the huma and the hum version, you have exactly same. In the huma and hunna version, you have exactly same as well. The second alternative is just with a kasra in the beginning. Okay? So I think you've got the crux. So this is what you have done. So mashallah, you are able to produce all of this. What I will do is I will send you a blank version of this table. Okay?
As well.
Yes, as well, of course. Try to produce that yourself. Fill up this table. And once you do that, inshallah, you should be very, very comfortable with this. Now, in the last 10 minutes, what I want to do is just want to take you a little bit in the Quran. And inshallah, let's see how much we can detect. I mean, just to appreciate the fact that how many pronouns are used in the Quran.
Dr. Sab,
Ji.
I just want to ask, you know, at the time of the Holy Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, did all the Sahabas learn all this grammar?
I mean, for them, it was their language.
Yeah, I suppose it's easy for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like people born and raised in English really don't learn English.
Yeah.
They just know
pick it
it,
up.
right?
Yeah.
For them, it was second nature.
Right. Yeah.
It's us who need to put this effort to understand this because it's not our language. So inshallah, it will become second nature one day. Okay. Let me insert all of it. It's a short surah. By the way, I was thinking in Ramadan, you could pick up a project of just memorizing Munafiqun. Just 11 ayahs. It's not much. You can slowly start with it.
It's Shams Bai's favorite anyway. Remember?
All right, uncle, you can also punch.
Uncle is joining the force.
Dr. Sam gave you that look.
Dr. Saab.
Right. So
He
what I
knows
want
his
to do
students too
now,
well.
regardless, I mean, what I want to do now is just highlight the pronouns, attached or independent, doesn't matter. Just highlight, just to give us an appreciation of how much they are used in the Quran.
Jaka,
Regardless, they are connected to whichever type of word, right?
Yeah.
Iza ja'aka munafiquna qalu nashhadu innaka Rasulullahi wallahu ya'lamu innaka
la rasuluhu.
rasuluhu
Imanahum.
Innahum.
Innahum.
And you don't know right now. There are many words we are just passing by. They have pronouns inside them, and we will learn that inshallah in the future.
Biannahum.
Even this zalika has a pronoun.
Yes.
Even this zalika has a pronoun.
Yeah. Biannahum.
Him.
Qulubihim fahum.
Who?
Aidahum.
In yafkahuna. Ka.
Which pronoun is it?
What is a
Tu'jibuka. Asamuhum. Liqawlihim. Ka'annahum.
Nahum.
You realize the importance of pronouns in Arabic?
Wow.
Alayhim. Hum. Do you think this is a dependent version or independent version?
Independent.
Independent. So this is having a dhamma on it because of the next word. You can't really, I mean, Arabs don't like saying hum al-adu. They just want that flow. For the sake of that rhyme and that flow, they would put a dhamma that actually goes along with the next word. Humul adu. The pronoun is hum itself. Hum. Hada lahumul. You see, there's another al after it, and they put dhamma again on it.
Anni. Anna.
No, this is
No,
this
sorry.
is not.
Yeah.
Lahum. Wa iza qila lahum.
Kum.
Correct.
Lakum.
Yes.
Hum.
Hum.
Rasulullah. Ru'usahum.
Wa
Wara'aytahum.
ra'aytuhum.
Wahum. If wa means and hum means whatever you know, what would wahum mean?
And they.
And they. Right? And this word you did in your mini project, mustakbiruna. Anyone remembers what it means?
The arrogant ones.
The arrogant ones. And I told you in the beginning of the class, remember these independent pronouns as he is. They both are. So if you know hum mustakbirun, can you translate that for me? Anyone?
And they are arrogant ones.
They are arrogant.
And they are arrogant ones. Right? Now we are talking. Right? Alayhim. Lahum.
Lahum.
Thus,
Lahum.
lahum. Humul lazim. Hum.
Hum.
यफ का होना में हु है डॉक्टर साहब उसका या वो पूरा वर्ड है
That's the
यफ
full.
का हु
That's a full word.
that's a full word.
That's a full word. By the way, there are pronouns in these two lines that we have missed, but we just cannot see them right now. Okay? So, na. Which pronoun is this? Na.
na
We.
Nahnu.
We. Nahnu.
nahnu
Nahnu.
in ha
Minha.
the here
Sorry? The here, correct. Minha is the here. Rasulihi. Tulhikum. Amwalukum. Auladukum. Faulaika. Hum. Khasirun. Razakna and kum. Both. Ahadakum. There is a pronoun behind this Rabbi. Sometimes the pronoun, the jar version of the pronouns is hidden with a kasra when there is a bit more emotion in the language. Okay? Akhartani.
What about zikrillahi? Is that a he?
Which one, uncle?
Zikrillahi. He.
Which line?
1, 2, 3, fourth line from the bottom.
No, this is the word Allah itself.
That's the word Allah, is it?
Yes.
Kun.
ajluha
Let's pause here. Okay, so let me just bring it on screen. Okay. Almost every line has a pronoun. You are able to detect.
Dr. Sal, can you just clear up the idea of independent and dependent? I'm not so sure about that still. How do you know if it's independent or dependent?
Allow me another class.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so inshallah in next class it should become clear. If I start it now, then it's going to go on a tangent, and it's a lot. It's a bit.
Yeah,
bit
I
of
just
a
don't know
topic.
how to distinguish between the two yet.
So,
if you ask me that question, I wouldn't be able to answer it.
very quickly, I can tell you, if you look at these pronouns,
Ji.
you see this him, for example.
Ji.
It is attached to a previous word.
Right. Okay.
بِأَنَّهُمْ, it is attached to a previous word. قُلُوبِهِمْ, attached to a previous word.
Okay.
So these words, this him cannot exist without the word qulubi.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. So that is attached.
That's why it's attached.
Attached.
Right? On the other hand, for example, humul lazina is not attached to any other word. It's coming before.
So that's
all
independent.
of the correct. That's independent. The pronouns that are usually coming after are dependent pronouns.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's clear. Yeah. Thank you.
With practice, this will
Yeah,
become.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
All right. So
attached and sorry for the
Ji.
attached and dependent are the same thing.
Attached and dependent are same. The two terminologies used to reflect the same thing. Right. So I just want to say that this is a phenomenal achievement that you have come this far to understand these pronouns. Right. So you should never forget where we started. Right. Inshallah, you have done a very major topic in Arabic, the pronouns. This topic should be one of the most solid topics that you have. You should try to make it one of the most solid understandings, because pronouns are going to drive your understandings of the fragments, the sentence structures, the isms, the fi'ils, and everything. So there are so many fi'ils here. For example, just this word ja'a, this word has a pronoun huwa hidden inside it, and you won't understand this if you don't know the pronouns, right? So when we do the fi'ils, they will become super critical. And do not underestimate how far you have come, right? So never tell yourself, why are you doing all of this? You will see how these things will open. Inshallah, once we are done with the idafa and the pronoun connection, then we'll come back to this surah and we'll do the translations inside this surah. Okay? And you will help me do this, inshallah. Okay. Good. Jazakallah khair. I will share everything that we have here, and inshallah try to fix your understanding or memorization of the pronouns by the next class. During the week, I'll try to create something for you to just practice. So you stay in touch.
The blank form, can we print that off then?
Which form, sorry?
You know, you said you were going to send a blank form.
Yes, I will send the blank
form.
Can
we print that off? Or should we just fill it in?
You can print as well, no problem. I'll just WhatsApp you the PDF and you can print it then.
तलहा भाई और वकास भाई इसका प्लीज अगर तरन्नुम के साथ भेज दें, याद रहने में आसानी क्यों
ये बहुत लंबा हो गया भाई.
Yeah, you could do Surah Munafiqun in Tarannum.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Jazakallah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, Allah Hafiz, Baba.